Well, now, let me show you how to grow only 8,000. It can be shilling, beer, dollars, whatever it is, use the formula. How to grow that amount of money that you tend to think that is way low, cannot do anything substantive. Let me show you how to grow that 8,000 Kenyan shillings only all the way to, guess what? 900,000 Kenyan shillings, close to a million. And if you're dealing with dollars, that's about you being a millionaire. All right. Now, the point is this now, how exactly do you do that? Guess what? On this board, I've actually drawn a very nice graph and what have you. The only thing that I want you to grab, I got my calculator here. I want you to grab your calculator, a pen and paper. You put this down because numbers don't lie. Don't ever think like, oh, Joseph, I just have 8,000. I don't think even what I can be able to do and all that. No, just shut up. Listen to this video. By the way, guess what? Go ahead and like the video. Make sure that you hit the like button as well. Make sure that you subscribe if you've never subscribed to my YouTube channel. And by the way, don't forget to leave me a comment on the comment section. Turn that notification bell. Why? Because I usually post a video each and every day. So this is the place to be. Let's get on the board. Now, here we are. We have our 8,000 Kenyan shilling. Okay? And now how exactly can we grow this money to that huge chunk of cash? Okay, now what we're gonna use is that what we call the compound interest. You know what? Somebody who lived during their times and is the greatest person in this life, that is called the Albert Einstein. Do you know what he said? The compound interest is what? Eighth wonder of the world. For those who know it, they take advantage, and for those who disregard it, guess what? They pay a hefty price about it. That's a very big, great quote. Okay. Now, 8,000 is our initial price, is our initial investment, is the initial money or the initial capital that we have. And we're going to be doing this continuously every month for the next period of only 6 years. And you'll be able to raise that amount of money that I've said out there. Now, what we do at the beginning here, well, when you are in high school or whatever the place we used to be called, I don't know, this is the axis or Y or whatever the thing it is. The point is, this is the amount of money to be achieved. And on this lower side is actually the period of time when that amount of money gonna be achieved. Now the question is this: at the beginning here, you only have your 8,000. 1, 2, 3, 8,000. That is the only thing that you have. Now the point is, obviously that money has not been invested. It's gaining zero. That's why I always discourage you to not put that money in a bank lying idle. Keep it away. Keep it away from the bank. Put it in an investment method where I can give you a compound interest. And what I'm going to use on this video is none other than having what we call a money market fund. If you're a Kenyan, we have over 25 companies in Kenya that offer money market funds. And right now, as we speak, they're offering an interest rate of above 13%, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, some of them. And guess what out? I'm not going to use even the 16%, or I'm just going to use the lowest, like 13% only. I'm going to use a return of only 13%. All right, then that tells you there is a potential of making more, but I'm just giving it a percentage of 13%. Okay, if you're watching this from a different country, kindly consider the money market fund in your country. Now, see, you have your 8,000 at the beginning here. You want to grow this amount of money. So once you have that money, you invest it in a money market fund. The year one gives you the 13%. So if you take your 8,000 continuously multiplied by 12 at the end of the year, you get yourself around 96,000. True or not true? That's correct. That's the year one. If you were to save this money in a bank where you are gaining zero, okay, you're going to get your 96,000. So if you're subjecting this money to something called investment that is giving you an interest rate percentage of 13%, that will give you approximately, just throw a number out there, probably like 11,000 or something of sort. It gives you 11,000 or something of so. So if you were to add that 11,000 here, you're going to get yourself approximately 107,000 Kenyan shilling at the end of the year. So there is an extra 11,000 that has been made out there. Did you just see what exactly happened out there? That's why I always tell you it's good to invest. But obviously, 11,000 at the end of the year, that doesn't sound like a good amount of money, all right? It's not that huge. It's somewhere, yeah, our money is not idle, but it's not that huge. Now, I want to show you how the wonders now starts to happen. Now, let's check about on what happens on year one. That is year one. Let's check on what happens on the year two. The year two, remember one thing, you already have 107,000 stored in your account. And if you are not to add anything in that specific year, that money will gonna be subjected again to 13% into this. This one basically gives you approximately how much? 10% of 107,000, that will give you like 10,700. Another percent, that will give you like 13,000 or something of sort. That will give you like 13,000 or something of sort. So if you take 107,000 plus the 13,000, and don't forget one thing, that gives you what? Let's give you like 120,000 or thereabout. All right, don't forget one thing. The continuous year, you're still pumping in your 8,000 each and every month. And the compound interest that you're counting here, the money is actually compounding monthly, not yearly. It's compounding monthly. Okay, now remember one thing. There is another fresh 96,000 that has been pumped into your account because you are continuously pumping in more money. Let's go back so that you don't get confused. You are beginning here. You put your 8,000 first month, second, 13th one, until the end of the year. You have your 96,000 plus the interest becomes to 107,000. So that 107,000, if you leave it there to that investment, it's gonna attract 13% of it. But don't forget this, you are still continuing depositing the 8,000. So there is the 107,000, 13% of it, you said, let's give it at 13% or 13,000 or thereabout, okay? Now that becomes 120, assuming that you did not add any extra 8,000 continuously each and every month. But now if you do so, there is a fresh 96,000 that has been pumped into. Then that gives you another 107. So if you were to add here, that gives you around 228,000 thereabout, 228,000 thereabout. So then that means at the end of the year 2, you have yourself 228,000 or thereabout, or give it at, actually I did put around 220, just give it around 225,000 thereabout. Okay, that is the year 2. Okay, now guess what have you actually gained? So if you take the 13,000 plus the 11,000, that's around 24,000 that you've gained. Now the money becomes interesting. Now this is the wonder that I want to teach you today. Compound interest, you will never get to see wonders, not until you hit the third year. I repeat, the first year, you never see the wonders of the compound interest. The second year, you may not realize that. But the moment you clock the third year, that's the time you feel like a sieve, money is multiplying in a crazy way. Okay, now see, let's go to the third year. You know what? Now, as we speak, we're on the second year. Guess how much we have? We have 225,000 resting there that is waiting to attract another 13% of it. I know that now mathematics now starting to is the mathing. Now 225,000, subject that amount of money to the 13% of it. That gives you like approximately 10% of 225. That's give you like 22,500. Let's say give it to like something 30%, or not that. Let's say give it 29,000. Let's say this money gives you around 29,000. Okay, let's say it gives you around 29,000. Okay, now that's 29,000 plus 228,000, because that money is there, that gives you around 257,000. 257,000. Don't forget this, there is another fresh 96,000 that has been pumped in. That is 107,000. Don't forget that. That gives you what? 350 something thousand. 350 something thousand that has been actually be pumped into that account. You see now what is happening? Money is growing crazily. Money is growing crazy. It's expanding at a very high rate. Now, guess what happens now? With this, that is third year. Let's go to the fourth year. Fourth year, what happens now? Fourth year, you have this 357,000 in that account. Now give 13% of that 357,000. That gives you what? 357,000, 10% of it, like that is 5,700 plus then give it at around 38,000. Okay. This money now gives you 38,000. 38,000 is a good language. On a very serious note, that's a good amount of money. Can pay your rent, pay your electricity, pay your whatever. Now that is 38,000. 38,000 plus the 357,000, that gives you approximately 390,000. 390,000 plus now another fresh money that will be pumped in. The 96,000 gives you an apps of 500 apps above 500,000 and there. About. Are you seeing the wonders that is now happening? We are on the third year, and then we continuously do the same. Now that's the fourth year. The fifth year gives you around 686,000 thereabout, and the sixth year you're playing around 883,000 to 900,000 thereabout. And guess what? We actually used the lowest percentage, which is 13%, assuming that we went by 15% or 16% or 17 or even 18. We have some companies in Kenya that are giving a money market fund return of even 18%. Can you imagine if I went with 18%? This money, we could actually be talking above 1 million or thereabout. Now, see, what I've actually discussed with you on this particular board in less than 10 minutes is actually what we call the compound interest as far as the investments are concerned. Listen, let me tell you one thing. I know somebody's about to type on the comment section, hey, Joseph, it is easier said than done. Absolutely. I never promised it's easier done than said. It is easier. Actually, if it's easier done than said, everyone would be wealthy. But that's why we don't have a lot of people who are wealthy. Why? Because for you to continuously do this specific thing, you need to have what? 3 things. If you do not have these 3 things, this one you cannot advise. This is just like any other video that you watch, like a comedy, and then you forget about it. If you do not have consistency, discipline, and what we call sacrifice, you will never, ever realize this kind of money as far as the investments are concerned. Now, the question is this. Now, see, this 8,000, most of the people tend to despise it. It's not a huge chunk of cash. I can actually go out there. How much do you usually use in a party? You know, you throw your party in a single weekend, you squander like 20 G's, 20, 40, even 100, some even half a million in a single weekend. Yeah. So the point is this. I mean, seriously, if you can just dedicate, okay, fine. I know some of you are also saying like, hey, Joseph, 6 years is a long period of time. Let's just calculate how long is 6 years. Yeah, I know it's 6 years, but then let's see how long is this 6 years. 6 years is simply saying, for example, we did our elections in Kenya at around 2022. We are on 2024, 2 years down the line. We're remaining 3 years. Guess what? Once you see those campaign caravans walking around or whatever hovering around, that means that 5 years are down. Another 1 year comes in, the 6 years is gone. Fine, let's say you get married today and say you take another whole year to get a child. That means that by the time this 6 years clocks, your child would be only 5 years. Now tell me, what grade will be a child be in 5th year? In Kenya, a child goes to, oh my goodness, I don't even think there's in grade 1. Is it grade 1? Even less than grade 1, thereabout. Okay, but I stand corrected. Okay, so let's say even your kid is at grade 1, you're barely starting as far as the bringing up your kids are concerned, schooling or educating them, servicing them, and all those kind of things. 5 years is not okay. By the way, there is another option. There's an option of you not investing. Let's say you say, hey, 6 years is a long period of time, I don't want to invest, and then you stop investing. Guess what happens now? Whether you invest or not, 6 years will still pass. That's a reality. So how about you do something as far as that is concerned? And again, maybe you do not have the 8,000 each and every month to do what? To invest. You can actually play your game. Maybe you can get 2, you can get 3, you can get 4, you can get 5, you can get 6, you can get 10, you can get 20, you can get that, you can get, depends with your financial muscle. The point is this, just embark on doing something. Even if you can be able to get, let's say you're a student, you don't have this chunk of cash, maybe you can only sacrifice 1,000 bob each and every month. Go ahead and do that. Open these investments, gives you the compound interest. Be disciplined, be sacrificed continuously and consistency. You're going to be able to get something. By the time now you're clocking the 4th year out of your graduate, maybe 6th or 5th, depends on your career that you're, course that you're pursuing. By the time now you graduate, you have something that you can be able to do. And this is exactly how you invest. You know why? This is absolutely the reason why I love compound interest. It gives you the best returns that are out there. All right. And maybe if you along the way I left you behind as far as the mathematics are concerned. This is pure mathematics, and I'm gonna give you a single tip, a very simple tip. If you would like to know how to calculate this compound interest without going the hassles and bustles of this, go to your Google, search something called compound interest calculator. If you go to Google and search compound interest calculator, you're gonna get a lot of them, there are a variety of them. That's what I use. Once you get that thing, then you're gonna feed in your feed in your numbers out there. Whether they are saying in dollars, just ignore the sign. Use the concept that is there. Feed in your initial investment, your monthly contribution, the length of the period of time, the compound interest, whether it's annually or monthly or whichever semi-annually. Then you're gonna be calculated. Then within a click of a button, boom, shows you everything. So go do this, yeah. If you wanna believe what I'm telling you, go open that compound interest calculator. Go feed 8,000 as an initial investment. Below there, feed the monthly contribution, feed 8,000. Then gonna feed what we call the length of the period or the period of investment. Go fix your 6 years out there, and then go fix something called the compound interest, whether it's actually realized monthly or yearly. Go fix it at a monthly, and then down there, click that red button says calculate. Boom, within less than 1 second, you're gonna get all these figures. And if you don't get these figures, come and comment on the comment section that I lied. That's how you calculate the compound interest as far as the investments are concerned. If you learned something, give me that like button, and also, mommy, give me that like, hit that like button, and make sure that at least on the comment section you leave a footprint saying, hey, I was here and I learned that specific thing. My dear, the point is this: I'm always here to try as much as I can to show you that amount of money that you think is way less. It is actually not way less as you thought. It's actually a substantive amount of money that can transform and change your life as far as the finance is concerned. All right, for now it's a goodbye, and see you in the next one. By the way, If you would like to get a booklet about money market fund investment, I have it ready. It's only 280 Kenyan shillings. That's like less than $3. You can get my number from the description of this specific video. Grab that number, give me a call, or you can shoot me a text, or you can get that email, shoot me an email. You can get this copy as a soft copy. You get it, get to understand how and where to invest and all those kind of things. For now, it's a goodbye. See you in the next one.